If you're buying a home in Halifax in 2024, then it's important that your expectations are in line with reality and what the market is going to be. Over the last few years, we've been in a heavy seller's market here in the HRM, and as a general statement, in 2024, I would expect that kind of trend to continue. So it's important that you have all your ducks in a row so that you're ready to make a sound and educated decision when the time comes and you view that home that you love and it's time to prepare an offer. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about my expectations for the 2024 Halifax real estate market if you're looking to purchase a home this year. But just before I get into it, if you're new here, my name is Andrew Stevens, and I've been a realtor in Halifax for 9.5 years. And if you're looking to be educated on the Halifax real estate market, then this is the channel for you. So go ahead, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to book a call or a meeting with me to chat about the real estate market, if you're thinking about purchasing a home in 2024, then you can do so anytime in the Calendar link below my description at a time when it's convenient for you. Now, on to my expectations for 2024. And of course, nobody really has a crystal ball and nobody truly knows what's coming, but this is sort of what I would expect this year. So, depending on what price range you're looking in and what neighborhood you're looking in, you may have a very different experience on the buyer side of things in 2024. So, for example, there's a big difference right now if you're looking to purchase a home in the HRM in the $400,000 to $500,000 range versus the $800,000 or $900,000 price point. Again, depending on what you're looking for and what area that you're looking in. And this is really because of the differing market conditions depending on the price point that you're looking in. So in 2023, in the up to $750,000 price point, we were in a seller's market. There was very little inventory. So within this price point, there were very few homes to look at on the market. And most of the year, we spent around 1 to 2 months of listing inventory, which again is a seller's market. So every time a listing came up in this price point, oftentimes it received many viewings and oftentimes it received multiple offers, which in turn often drove the price points over the asking price. So that's why you see some homes that are listed at, for example, 449.9, and then they sell for 485 or 490, just as an example. So in this price point, which I would consider the more affordable price point right now in Halifax, it was very difficult to purchase a home, and oftentimes you would lose in multiple offer situations several times before actually securing an accepted offer and getting that home that you love. Now, on the flip side of this, in the over $750,000 price point, we were in a buyer's market. And the last time I checked, we were sitting around 8 or 9 months of listing inventory in this price range back in the fall of 2023. And most of the year we spent in a buyer's market in this kind of a price range. So, what I mean by this is that there are more listings than we need in terms of the buyer demand in the market. So, there's a lot more homes to look at, there's a lot fewer multiple offer situations. So it gives you a lot more negotiating power on the buyer side of things. So if you're looking to purchase a home in the over $750,000 category, it will be much smoother than it would be at the $500,000 price range, just as an example, as an overall blanket statement for the HRM as a whole. In 2024, I would expect this trend to continue, and I believe we'll have much more listing inventory in the above $750,000 price point as we would in the lower price point of under $750,000. So, as a general statement, if you're looking to buy a home in the $500,000 to $600,000 category or under, especially if it's under $500,000 in the HRM, it will likely remain very competitive in this price point with a lot of homes selling in multiple offer situations and therefore selling over the asking prices. Now, as for home prices, in 2023, we saw an increase of about 2.5% to 3% year over year versus 2022. I haven't quite run the final numbers yet, but it's going to end up somewhere around that range. And in 2024, I would expect the price points to continue to increase in the HRM. Now, I don't think it's going to be a 20% increase or anything like that, but my prediction is 4% increase or potentially higher in HRM in 2024 versus the numbers in 2023. I believe that the Bank of Canada will start lowering the overnight rate around the midway point of the year and probably only 50 basis points or so this year, anywhere from probably 50 basis points to 100 basis points. But even if it just starts to drop 25 basis points at a time, I believe this will have a very quick impact on buyer confidence, bringing more buyer demand to the market and therefore making it much more competitive for buyers in the market. And therefore, it will have upward pressure on pricing. So, this is why I think the prices are going to increase in 2024. And realistically, it might take until about the midway point of the year or the third quarter to see this, but I do think they will go up in 2024. Now, with this upward pressure on pricing, that may entice more people to put their home on the market, which would increase listing inventory, which would be good for buyers. But I do believe that the buyer demand increase that we're going to see is going to kind of be a wash with this. So I do expect us to remain in a seller's market throughout the course of 2024, meaning it will remain pretty difficult for buyers to secure a home. So, if you're looking to buy a home, should you buy now or should you wait? Well, that's a difficult question because truthfully, every situation is different. So, if you're waiting to be financially ready or emotionally ready to purchase a home, then that's one thing. But if you're waiting for the prices to come down or the market to crash or the market to tank, I really don't see that happening in 2024. And personally, I don't see it happening anytime soon in the Halifax real estate market based on what we're seeing in our marketplace and across the province of Nova Scotia. I remember at the start of 2021 when all the buyers were still adjusting to the crazy market we were having throughout the pandemic. And in 2021, especially at the start of the year, it was extremely hot. We had a ton of competing offer situations, and listings were selling for anywhere from $50,000 all the way up to $250,000 over the asking price. And I remember a lot of buyers at that time saying they were going to wait and hold on until prices went down. Well, that year, price points went up about 26% in the HRM. And then in 2022, it was followed up by another 17%, and then another 2.5 or 3% last year in 2023. Now, I wouldn't expect an increase of that amount this year in 2024, but even if it's only 3, 4, or 5%, if that's 5% of equity in your pocket at the end of the year, that's a lot better than the other way around. So it's just something to keep in mind that the price points are likely going to continue to rise year after year after year. So you might as well get in now and then start building the equity in your own pocket. Now I'm going to finish this off by saying this. Regardless of the market conditions and regardless of the time of year that you're buying, there are a couple things I'm going to highly suggest that you put in place before you start looking for houses. So, first, you're going to want to get a pre approval. This is important for a number of reasons, but number one, you need to know what budget you're working with so you know what type of homes to be looking at before you make an offer. And secondly, it allows you to have a much quicker time frame for your financing condition in your offer if your mortgage broker already has you pre-approved with all the documents they need up front. So if you can keep that condition date to 5 to 7 business days versus 10 to 14, it's going to put you in a much stronger position and it's going to have your offer being much more competitive in a multiple offer situation. So anything you can do to make your offer stand out is a good thing, especially if you're looking in the up to $500,000 price point in the HRM. And the second thing I would suggest is that you get a real estate agent who's an expert in the area that you're looking in. This is important for a multitude of reasons, but number one, it's one of the most difficult times to buy a home in the history of the HRM real estate market. So, why wouldn't you want somebody working for you who's going to guide you through this process? And you also want somebody who's going to represent you and your best interests. Because most of the listings that you're going to view are on the MLS and they're represented by a listing agent. This listing agent is there to represent the seller and their best interests. So you want somebody on your side of the transaction to represent you and your best interests to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row and to make sure you're making an informed and educated decision. By the way, using a buyer's agent 99.9% of the time is not going to cost you anything, as in a typical real estate transaction in Nova Scotia, the buyer's agent's fees are paid by the seller at the time of closing. And also, if you think you're going to get a deal by going through the listing agent, I'm here to tell you that it is not going to happen that way. And it's going to be extremely difficult for you to navigate the market through a bunch of different listing agents when you could just get your own buyer's agent, have one point of contact, build a relationship with this agent, get comfortable with them so you know, like, and trust them. And that's going to help you make an educated and an informed decision that you'll be happy with for years to come. So, my overall advice to you if you're looking to buy a home in 2024 is very simple, and this is the message. Be prepared, be an educated buyer, work with an agent, be pre approved, and make sound and informed decisions. And that way, you know you'll be happy in your home for years to come. Now, if you're still here watching and you got any value out of this video, all I ask is that you hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future content. And that'll help push this out to more people like you who may be interested in being educated on the Halifax real estate market. Now, if you're thinking about buying a home in 2024 and you don't have a realtor and you're looking for somebody to help you, we would love to help. So you can reach out to me and my team anytime through the Calendly link below my description at a time when it's convenient for you. And if you're still here watching, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it and have a great day.